I'd like to show you one more very, very powerful out-of-the-box report that goes beyond what we've seen so far. We have this special marker here, and I can see contextual reports that are relevant. Sometimes there's no metadata when we record the call. For example, I don't know when the call begins whether or not it's going to end in a sale. But after the fact, we may have some agent tagging or some other metadata that tags this call as a successful outcome. The customer bought something. Now, in hindsight, I want to analyze what happens in the call that ends with a positive outcome and what happens when calls end in a negative outcome or less positive. So I'm going to click on this compare report, and I can actually import external metadata. And this is where we play very nice with the environment. We know that you might have a lot of other data, CRM data, and you can pull up two separate files. I'm going to pull up all the calls that end in a successful sale and put them in here in one group. And I'm going to pull up all the calls that didn't end in a sale, that ended in unsuccessful sales, and put them in here. And I'm going to just generate a report, and with one click the system is calculating this report and creating an analysis that dives into these two separate, very unique subset of calls, one that ends in a sale, one that did not end in a sale. And I can do this comparison. First, I can see how the metadata is different. Obviously, this is fairly simple. Average duration is a little higher on successful calls. That's fine. The hold time's a little higher. I'm okay with that. What's really interesting is the terms and phrases that are associated with success or unsuccess. So earning interest seems to be a pitch or term that appears much more often in successful sales. It turns out that's one of the things, the benefits that these agents are saying when they're trying to upsell a savings account or a CD account. And it's mentioned a little bit in unsuccessful sales as well, but a lot less. So this is a very positive term that's promoting sales. Whereas the phrase, the actual script that agents were given in this scenario, they were told to say at the end of the service segment of the call, can I have another moment of your time? And then upsell that savings account. But it turns out that that phrase was actually a detractor. It was not mentioned so much in successful sales because the agents, I guess, were figuring that this is not working for them. But the agents that were following the script and mentioning this consistently about 40% of the time, unfortunately, were not closing the deal. And now in hindsight, makes sense. When the customer hears, can I have another moment of your time? They know you're trying to upsell them. They'll usually hang up. But a lot of these processes are lurking in here, and they're hidden. They're not really hidden. They're in all these terms and phrases. Once you compare these groups, and you can do that when you have a complete semantic index. This is one of our technology differentiator here, because when you're using a phonetic index, you're just indexing sounds, basically syllables. And when you compare syllables, it doesn't make any sense. When you compare words and phrases with a semantic index, it makes sense, and you can immediately see the impact without actually building any categories. This is done automatically. So very, very powerful and unique report there.